This is Energized, and welcome. I'm Jason Mann with Jim Check. The future is now, and today, we're going to take a bit of a deep dive into our Twitter account, I guess.
Not Twitter, TikTok.
TikTok, rather.
We're going to show you that
yeah.
we're listening, kind of. And every time I hear that, zzz, I feel just charged up.
Hot poker.
We're on like lame jokes, and that's right there. So one of the cool comments, actually, one of the first comments that we've got this a few times, actually. And the comment is just liberals. Okay. All my
because you like
all my liberal friends call me a right-wing extremist. All my right-wing extremist friends call me a liberal.
This is the hazard of being in the center, right? Or having a mixed view. Where
we must be in the center if they're calling us both, because you get the same thing. Right?
I do. And I mean, like a little purple, maybe, I don't know, but like a little of this, a little of that.
What are you saying? You're PPC?
I can't just go for one party standard. It's like I'm a human who has different perspectives. I think we all are, aren't we?
I'm more of a gummy bear. Well, it stretches and just kind of like, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, and then the quick march to extinction. We're not going to survive the next extinction event. I'm not sure what that's getting at, but okay.
I think they're saying, why bother? I don't know.
Not sure where that was leading. We'll just leave it go. There should be no PST on used anything. I agree. That's silly. That was courtesy of our conservative government, the BC Liberals, way back in the day, when Christy Clark ran, and then because we had HST, they didn't run it on the platform. They put HST into place, which would have been better, right? 5%. This is the weird part. It was 5% PST, 5% GST, and it was harmonized sales tax, right? And then they did that referendum vote on it, and they tossed it. So as for good measure, the BC Liberals decided to punish us by saying, okay, so it's 7% for PST, 5% for GST, and now I think the dealers lobbied. I'm guessing, I'm pretty sure, because it sure worked out in their favors. Used vehicles from that point on had PST on them because they never used to. There used to be no PST on. There used to be no PST on used vehicles, and they were saying that there was people that were curbing cars and they had an unfair advantage. And I'm thinking, what? What it does though is allows car dealers, like when you go to trade your car in, say your car is worth $50,000 and the car you're buying is $60,000, you're only paying the difference on the tax, right? So that's the numbers they were using. Oh, look, you get all these tax credits. Well, that should have been yours to begin with, right? But all of a sudden they're kind of playing with that number, right? Because they're saying, because there's 7% there. There should be no tax on, there should be no PST on something that's already been taxed.
That's like tax on a tax on a tax.
So yeah, and I've done this scenario a few times in the past. There's cars, if a car sells 5-6 times, that car has generated more tax than the car's value.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The car is basically a rolling tax machine.
We just call it compounding taxation.
It makes no sense. And again, that was given to us by the BC Liberals. Thank you, Christy.
Thank you.
I'm just being honest.
I did. I was pointing up the screen there. We just had that.
Okay, we're going too far. But I'm just saying, like, so maybe that's the Liberals they're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Up there, the Liberals.
Oh, the Liberals up there. Okay, all right. There you go.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, what's the next one?
All electric will be obsolete once we figure hydrogen out.
Okay, this is a good debate. Some people would say this is true. There's some big companies like Honda. I think Toyota as well, putting a lot of energy and money into hydrogen.
I invested in Ballard Energy a long time ago. And I was a big believer in hydrogen as well. Big believer in hydrogen. And I think it still has a lot of useful places right now with the technology in large vehicles, maybe trucks, maybe buses, because there's a lot of hydrogen buses. But where I think the stock kind of like shot up and then it kind of fell off is that I don't know if they're seeing the repeat orders, right? Do you know what I mean? It was, and I think in Kelowna there's like one filling station, maybe two.
Boats and vessels and things like that. That makes a world of sense. Do you think though? No or no?
Right now they say, I just watched a piece on it this morning actually. They say it's called gray hydrogen. It causes more carbon to make the hydrogen than the energy they're creating. I don't know. So Elon Musk laughs at it. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't like Ballard. I mean, if you want to learn about it, Ballard Energy, like go read their presentations and stuff like that.
The free market in your mind has said, nah. So
I just don't think the infrastructure's there yet. So maybe.
All right.
And there's the next guy says, I have an electric car. I live in Vancouver. I don't need a fast charger. I used regular 110, and that gets me 100 kilometers over 8 hours. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And you could probably do it with a golf cart.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know what I mean? That's what you do, right?
I do, yeah.
You just, like, if you're going to take a longer trip, then you pull over and cry.
It takes 15, 20 minutes to get to work, 15, 20 minutes to get back.
And you plug in every day, though, right?
Yeah, some days I'll miss.
Yeah. That is the issue, I think, again, there's two different things, right? Because the Teslas tend to charge very well and very fast with superchargers, and the other ones right now, without the supercharger system, have some struggles.
Yeah, for sure. Mine would take, if I ran it right down, a good 4 days to charge back up.
Yeah. So I have a level 2 charger at home. We have a couple Teslas at home, and I charge about once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I let it run down because you should let a battery kind of run up and down. I let it run down and charge once a week.
Now, it's interesting. I asked that when I bought mine.
Yeah.
And they advised, no, don't let it run down. It's not. I said, shouldn't you let it run down? And they're like, no, not with these. It's all right.
Yeah. Mine is a LFP battery, and it can charge 100% every day if I wanted to, but I charge once a week, and it's lots.
All right.
There you go.
Next one.
Congratulations. I live in northern BC, and last year's 3 EVs caught fires because the batteries got too cold. Well, I can tell you that more gas cars catch fires than EVs. We can show you the news stories on the connector in Coquihalla every year, and you'll see that. Has there been some EVs that catch fires? Yes. Some from different manufacturers more so than others. But has there been gas cars that catch fire? Yes. Just as many likely. The cool thing about an EV, like I used to have command start in my truck, and I would fire that diesel truck up. And, it could run out there for 10 minutes when it's 20 below, and it still wouldn't be warm when you got in. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like cold, but because the engine has to warm up before you can start generating some heat, right? So, plus the new bylaw in Kelowna says you can't do that. Can't do that. So you have to turn it off every 59 seconds to turn it back on. You have to build that into the app. But the EV, I put it on Climate Thing, and it's blowing heat almost like instantaneously. And, in 2 minutes, the thing is like Mexico inside the car. Like, it's hot. Yeah. It gets hot. Do you use that?
We do.
Do you have Climate?
Yeah.
But the car's not running either.
No, exactly. But it's nice and toasty, warm, ready to roll.
It's like having your own toaster.
Yeah. Except for you don't have to plunge it. Just have to hit a tap.
Plunge it?
Just hit.
Like a toilet
there you go.
Toaster? Okay.
What's next? Yeah, they better work on the Tesla's camera system because it's not reliable and don't stand up in court.
I don't know what he's talking about. What?
What do you say?
They better work. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah. The cameras don't work on Teslas?
It's not reliable.
Yeah, they better work on the Tesla's camera system because it's not reliable and don't stand up in court.
I'm not sure if I understand what that's supposed to mean.
Then we'll pass. Something for us to look into.
On the camera system in the Tesla? They're pretty amazing. You got cameras all... Actually, somebody was doing road rage on me the other day, and I just turned the camera
Doing
on.
Road rage on you?
Like, yeah, he was like just...
Committing road rage.
Just crazy, and then the best thing to do is not to engage, right? So then I just turned my cameras on. If he did anything stupid.
Yeah.
So it captures, so you can turn... I mean, you just have to honk the horn, too. But if I honk the horn, that would just probably like get him all wired, right? So, don't want to get him all wired. Any more wired than he already was. And he was driving anyway.
Have you used the camera system for anything other than just backing up? Or?
Yeah, there's a few pieces that I've recorded. I think we got some deer the other day. I think we shared that. Yeah.
All right.
It records all the way around the car, 360. And you can do live view when the car's parked too. And it will tell people that they're being recorded when they try to do things to your car. Look at the weight. More weight means more mechanical work needed. It's like having a submarine and trying to... Gotta give the guy some kudos for the creativity there. Submarine while trying to fish. If you think about it, a submarine while you're trying to fish, that might be better.
So,
hey, do you know what I mean? Like, think about it though. If you're fishing and you have a submarine, you can see the fish. Like, huge advantage.
you're a little closer to the action.
A huge advantage. And so I'm going to say the same thing. More weight means more weight on the road, which the Teslas or electric cars do weigh more. They have a low center of gravity.
Not in the Hyundai world.
No?
So the Hyundai comes in around 300, 400 kilometers lighter in terms of the Kona electric.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Okay, so not true in the Hyundai, but in the Teslas, they tend to be way more, but they have a low center of gravity. They're almost impossible to roll over. Like if you go see the crash test done by NHTSA, you'll see that you can knock them over. They're almost like, remember that little punching bag doll that you used to punch the clown that would keep coming back? Yeah. It's like a Tesla, the same thing. It kind of like goes like 3/4 and just comes back because it's got that like low center of gravity. And it also puts more traction on the road, right? So they do wear tires more for sure. But again, having a submarine while you're trying to fish, that's awesome. I think the guy's onto something.
All right.
He may be on something.
This one's about the Cybertruck.
Okay, it's garbage. Completely useless because of design. It's just a look-at-me vehicle.
Oh.
Well, we could do that with a lot of vehicles. I guess that's a matter of opinion. It's garbage. Completely useless because
What's the truck?
The truck bed is better than most truck beds. It actually fits a sheet of plywood in better. It has a tonneau cover on the back that is stronger than I've had some tonneau covers. You can't dance on them like you can dance on that one. It also beat a Ford F-350 diesel in pulling, and a Rivian and a few other ones. It also beat a Porsche 911 while it was racing with a Porsche 911 on its back. So I don't know. I guess
I don't know if these are useful, but it does sound
what
like
if you're hauling stuff?
No, absolutely.
Right?
The
I don't know, like what
truck bed
what
capacity
does
is
useless
obviously
mean? Like most people use a
benefit.
vehicle to get to A to B, so I'm sure it's capable of getting A to B. There's people that hate the design. It looks like a bad PBS movie. Remember sci-fi?
Oh, it
movies on
sure
PBS?
does, right?
It looks like a really bad bad PBS movie, like out of Spaceballs or something.
Like, well, even any of the sort of futuristic movies from the 90s.
I think it's like, as a design goes, it's kind of like me. It's so ugly, it's cute. It's unique, right? It's unique. You know what I mean?
Aw.
If you're not gonna be handsome, best looking and unique, right? There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, 2.1 million orders. Say a lot of people like garbage. Just saying. It's like flies and poop.
I'd like to know this.
I don't think it's ugly. Like I never thought it was ugly.
Yeah, see? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Well, you know, like modern homes, like people have those like plain white homes. I think that's ugly.
Yeah. It's all in the eye of the beholder, right? But 2.1 million orders says otherwise, right?
Yeah.
Says there's enough people willing to put money down on a truck that didn't even exist for a little while, and I bet you that's gone up.
Mm-hmm.
There's lineups around the block at all Tesla dealerships to get in just to look at it, just to look at it.
Exactly.
Maybe lots of people like ugly stuff.
Does it have towing capacity? I guess it does, right?
It just beat it F-350.
Right.
Like that's the.
But what is
towing
it? What is
standard.
it? What's the weight capacity that it can pull? Do we know?
It's on that. You can go watch it. But an F-350, they do it with the sled test. They do that sled that gets, and they drag it through the dirt.
Yeah.
So it beat the F-350 diesel, and which is a towing standard, right? The diesel, and then it also and it beat the Ford F-150 Raptor, like that's the the fast truck. It beat it on the quarter mile and the 0 to 60, and then they're just like, okay, so the Cybertruck has to race in dirt, and then the F-150 on the pavement, and it still beat it. So I don't know. Pretty good garbage.
I guess so.
Blocked, stopped.
If anything, I guess it's good. Okay.
Is this Justin? Because
blocked.
He blocked our Facebook and Instagram. Now he's blocking us for spreading propaganda for fossil fuel. I thought he was on our side.
I thought.
You know
how are we on the fossil fuel company?
But you know what I mean? Like, stop spreading propaganda for fossil fuel companies now. But I mean, I thought, what?
I mean, we're actually talking about electric vehicles and the positives of electric vehicles. Maybe we even cover off some of the negatives, or at least
I don't know.
perception negatives, but I mean,
But
like,
again,
I don't think we could be
is this
accused
the
of.
same guy that's in charge of Bill C-18?
Must be, because it doesn't make any sense. A and B,
And B,
we want to be blocked. I guess.
can you unblock us?
Yeah.
Just asking. And while you're unblocking the TikTok thing, can you unblock Instagram and Facebook? That would be appreciated.
Yeah. Right.
Like a lot. Like very much appreciated. Like, Marcy, does it make any sense for us to be blocked on Facebook and Instagram? No.
A lot of things don't make sense in this day and age, though. So
There you go. I believe that the federal government announced their targets today. They said
Yeah.
all manufacturers have to only sell
Electrics.
EVs or zero emission vehicles, whatever that is, zero emission vehicles by 2035.
I mean, an EV can't be qualified as a zero emission vehicle by the.
It is though.
Well, it is in
Well,
terms of
according to their
operation.
standards. Yeah.
In terms of operation.
Yeah. And so that would mean hydrogen vehicles would qualify, and EVs.
But not hybrids.
Hybrids would not.
No.
The rubber band thing would work though, right?
And so that's 2035.
So you wind that in the morning.
Or that old Fred Flintstone deal where you,
Footmobile? I don't know. I think EVs will make their own way. They don't need mandates. They need to stop punishing people. They need to like just prove that EVs are better based on their own merit.
Yeah, and do you think though, are they better in every environment? I mean,
Probably
not really, right?
No. Like I mean, right now, if I was living in Fort St. John or PG,
Not likely, right? Not. I mean, PG.
I mean, if I had a second vehicle, maybe. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like if I was using the car to go on road trips.
Yeah.
But I don't like it. Most people in the north are driving pickups, and right now, unless you can get your hand on a Cybertruck, and nobody's getting a Cybertruck for like a couple years up here, probably.
Mhm.
So that means it's truck country, and there is no alternatives for trucks, right? So.
And to think that the inventory could change over across a population that large in that period of time, it seems like it. Might
Well,
be
they're not saying that
fanciful.
you have to get rid of yours. They're not saying that yet.
Yeah.
But by 2035, you can't sell a
Right.
gas vehicle. That's not too far away. That's 7
No.
years. Not even 7. It's 6 now,
Yeah.
right? Is it?
Time goes by quickly.
No, it's more than that. It's like 11 years, right? What am I doing?
What
What am I doing?
20,
the math?
20,
11 years.
23,
11
20,
years.
35,
11
12
years.
years? 11 years.
11 years. 11 years. Well, and here's the other thing. Like, they're saying there's no electricity in British Columbia for EVs. And if they go after natural gas, 60% of the homes are heated with natural gas. Only 20% of electricity.
What is going to happen to the rate of
the
electricity?
propane, oil, natural gas, and wood are the other 80%. And if where's the electricity going to come from for that?
Yeah.
I'm just asking a question. Like, what should you heat your home with?
Yeah. And what's going to happen to the cost of heating your home?
Right
there's
now,
so much demand.
75% more expensive to heat your home with electricity than it is with natural gas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they need to maybe wrap their head around that natural gas is a better alternative than oil or wood.
Well, and also, I think, looking at it as a contribution to the global climate change.
I would like, who can we get on here, like from the Liberal Party, that'll explain the climate plan? Because I don't know the full plan. Like, I'd like to hear the plan.
Right, from
Like the
federal
plan,
Liberal
not just
Party.
the punishment, but the plan. Like, what is the plan? Like, so if we're saying, like Alberta, for instance, they're saying Alberta has to have zero emission electricity by 2030 or something. So what's the plan? Just telling them they have to do it by then doesn't sound like a plan. But what is the plan?
Mm-hmm.
Because Daniel Smith said there is no plan, and that they agree that they need to make a plan, but their targets, the realistic targets, are 2050 or something like that. So what is the plan? And I know in the States they're throwing around all these targets as well, and the same in Canada. And the thing is, they're throwing all these targets around, and then come election time, all those targets probably going to get thrown away.
And
Instead of just saying, hey, this is why an EV is better for certain people in certain environments.
Yeah.
And this is why solar is better for certain people in certain environments. And if we all kind of have more of a blended approach, it might be a better approach.
100%, a lot stronger. And forgive me if I'm a little bit concerned about the government's ability to execute based on a number of things in the last few years. But I mean, like, to put that kind of pressure and to put that kind of
Well, you just think about
vision
it
out there
in
without
your,
a plan.
in your life. Do you beat your children to get them to adhere, or do you try to encourage them to do things better?
Yeah, exactly.
Back in the day, maybe it was beating them with a stick, but I mean, it's no different right now. They seem to want to beat us with a stick, punish you at the gas pump, punish you at the grocery store, punish you wherever they can by telling you. And most people shopping in the grocery store have no control over the amount of where the person got the groceries. You know what I mean? Like the farmer, he has to drive a tractor that burns diesel, and the same thing with a truck that trucks it to the store and all that stuff. So what's the logic? Like it's like giving your kid a spanking, and the kid's like,
wish I could tell
what
you.
did I do?
Yeah, right.
It's not what you did.
Exactly.
It's what the other kids down the street are doing.
Doesn't seem very pro-human. Yeah.
Anyway, so love to hear comments on our comments. Comments on comments.
Comments on comments. We like getting your comments, so keep them coming. It keeps the conversation alive.
Let's get energized. That's it. I think we're going to end there. That's it. We're running out of really bad jokes.
Okay, say bye.
Say bye now.